A Polaroid camera is an instant camera that uses self-developing film to create a chemically developed print shortly after taking the picture. What does a Polaroid have to do with anything? God is the Polaroid. The camera operates the way it needs to if you allow it to. Matthew 16:24-25. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Those who want to come with me must say no to the things they want, pick up their crosses, and follow me. Those who want to save their lives will lose them. But those who lose their lives for me will truly find them." Now when God says, those who want to save their lives will lose them, He's not talking about your stop breathing. He's talking about your selfish desires, your sacrifice. If you want to save your selfish desires, you lose the full potential of your life. God follows up and says, those who lose their lives will truly find them. Have you ever had that feeling? You're just like, I feel so empty. I want more, I need more. God wants you to take those things, right? Those feelings, those emotions, and surrender them to Him. The things that you're filling the voids with, give it all over to Him. You must lose your life in order to find your life. Point number 2, we must be the self-developing film. Don't do things on your own. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean through self-developing is you allow God to move through you, take you to new heights, show you new things, and really start to change who you are and what you do. The twist goes back to point number 1. You have to allow it. 1 Timothy 4:11. Insist on these things and teach them. Don't let anyone look down on you for being young. Instead, make your speech, behavior, love, faith, and purity an example for other believers. Until I get there, concentrate on reading scripture and worship, giving encouraging messages and teaching people. Don't neglect the gift which you received through prophecy when the spiritual leaders placed their hands on you to ordain you. Practice these things, devote your life to them so that everyone can see your progress. Focus your life and your teaching. Continue to do what I told you. If you do this, you will save yourself and those who hear you. In 1 Timothy 4:11, it gives us tips on developing our film. For those of you taking notes, tips on developing. Don't let anyone look down on you because you were young. Make your speech, behavior, love, faith, and purity an example for others. This is straight from the scripture. This is like literally the Bible telling you, like, hey, this is how you develop yourself. Focus on the gifts God has given you and grow in them. Concentrate on reading scripture and worship. If there's something that He's called you to do, you've got to grow in it with Him. So another thing that they say in 1 Timothy 4:11 is you control what you do in your private life, with the friends you hang out with, the words you say, and the words you don't say. Following the guidelines we find in 1 Timothy chapter 4 is how we find and develop our lives. Let's go back up to our definition of a Polaroid. A Polaroid is a camera, an instant camera, that uses self-developing film to create a chemically developed print. Point number 3. Our relationship with God is the chemical that will develop our picture. Let's read Galatians 2:20. I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live, I live by believing in God's Son, who loves me and took the punishment for my sins. I don't reject God's kindness. If we receive God's approval by obeying laws, then Christ's death was pointless. Romans 12:1. Brothers and sisters, in view of all we have just shared about God's compassion, I encourage you to offer your bodies as living sacrifices dedicated to God and pleasing to Him. This kind of worship is appropriate for you. Don't become like the people of this world. Instead, change the way you think. Then, you will always be able to determine what God really wants. What is good, pleasing, and perfect. Your relationship with God is the chemical that develops your picture. Especially at this young of an age. We all have questions about what does our picture look like? What does our fully developed picture look like? That's something I want to challenge you guys with. Is dive in, focus on your big picture. You're going to start praying and fasting for your future kids' jobs,